So on a different theme, people, you might find this really interesting, or not. I've arranged to have psychoanalysis, and I am meeting my psychologist tomorrow morning, and this psychologist wants to assess me to see how I and she best thinks that she can help me with certain issues which I'm going to be presenting her with. I hope she's ready for the fucking universe crashing down on her. Oh my goodness. Look, gone are the days, people. I'm pretty sure gone are the days when you get psychoanalysts like Freud and Jung and that sort of ilk and calibre, which were time-served psychiatrists. The Jung worked in a mental institution for fucking years, and of course these people were genius, and they read prolifically, and they were involved in the psychoanalytical, what can you say, creation. I mean, Freud is responsible for creating the Psychoanalytical Society, which was in Austria, and then Germany, then America, then Europe, then all over the world. And so those sort of people were proper psychoanalysts. Today, I think the best I'm going to get is a cognitive behavioural therapist. Although I have stipulated with this organisation, which has got lots of psychologists and psychiatrists, I said I want a Jungian psychologist, psychoanalyst. I said I don't want cognitive behavioural therapy, and I'm going to need someone long in the tooth to be able to grok even just a little bit what I'm going to be expressing to them. So I'm going to see how that goes. It's happening tomorrow morning at 9:30, and I'm going to take my phone to record, or the camera, not sure. I'm going to be recording them, of course, and then I'm going to be asking the psychologist what qualifications she actually has, how long she's been doing it, and what level and variance she's familiar with. One of the things I want to broach is post-traumatic stress, because I've had two post-traumatic stress periods in my life. One was with the suicide of my mother when I was 4 years old. That was a big deal. Then getting shot in my bed in Africa, 2010, that was a big deal. And so I want to speak about those, and then I want to speak about many facets of what I am, this thing is, and how it thinks, and how I think about society. And I'm going to be presenting this psychologist, or whoever I get allocated to, the conundrum of being spiritually awoken in a world full of the Walking Dead. And I'm wondering if they would ever have been presented with this sort of conundrum. Whether they've ever read any books, whether they're awoken themselves. I can't think they are. You know, I know people that have been to see these psychologists, and you know, they're barely in their 30s. They've probably got a certificate in cognitive behavioural therapy, and that's about the length and breadth of it. They don't get paid anything to spend years, you know, in study and you know, a lifetime of reading all this stuff, and if they did, they'd be very, very disappointed with the amount of time that they get allocated by the government to assess most people. And so, you know, back in the day, Freud's day, he used to deal with 90% affluent Jewish women. And I suppose he didn't really need a lot of money, so it wasn't, you know, a great deal. But however much it was, he was dealing with wealthy people, Jewish people. So of course, you know, when the Jewish males are out taking mastery over the banking system, the whole world, the women are bored and they weren't getting service. And so Freud reckoned most of the problems with the Jewish women is because they just weren't getting sexual gratification, because their business husbands just weren't up to the fucking job. And probably most of the time they came back at midnight, you know, full of fucking figures and money issues and all that. They weren't interested. Or maybe they're getting a bit in the office, you know. Anyway, I'm digressing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm a little bit excited. I'm not expecting much, to be fair, people. Chances are I'll start analysing the analyst, and she'll end up lying on the fucking couch and taking therapy from me. I'm pretty sure that's most likely how it's going to go. Anyway, tune in and see what happens.